Welcome to How to RC. Remember we were gluing the wings up, and I bent the wings down and glued them to both spars, the two-seater spars I had in here, and it came out real nice. I've got a beautiful airfoil shape here. I've already put a piece of packing tape on the leading edge for strength. I had to trim the ends, and I trimmed this. I had left it big so that it would make everything, because I didn't know how much material was going to be used here, so I left it a little long and then trimmed it afterwards. So that's coming along. I've got my aileron servo in, and it is in between these two bulkheads, in here. So that's a dry place, and that's a good thing. Mounted my motor up. Little homemade motor mount for a firewall mount. That's nice little motor, and there's the there's my elevator servo. I'm just going to stick it in there with some RTV. Speed control's going up here. Actually, it's going right there. I'll glue this in here before I put this whole thing together. But before I can do that, I need to get the rudder servo in. That's this servo here. And I'm going to put it down here. And I'm building the control rods. I'm making them out of graphite. These are the graphite rods, solid graphite. These are 82 thousandths. And I got the brass threaded adapters for the clevises. I don't know if I showed you these. I always hit that button the wrong way, don't I? There it is. That's a clevis. I mean, that's a threaded adapter to put the clevis on. And they're not quite 80 thousandths, so I drilled them out. Where is it? There it is. I drilled them out to 81 thousandths, which happens to be a dimension of a numbered drill. And then epoxied them on the ends. I don't know how long they've got to be quite yet, so I just put one on both ends. And what I'll do is, just like this here, it's going down there. Okay, I just put the threaded adapters on both ends of this rod, because this is long enough to make 2, maybe 3 control rods. So let's say this is going to be an aileron rod. It's going to need to be that long, minus the clevis and the adapter out here. So I'll cut that to length, glue that up. The way I ran it, it goes through here. I can find something I can demonstrate with. Here's something. So this goes through here. And out like that. I hope you can see that. See this? This is how it's going to run. It's going to run underneath the wing, invisible there. And of course the rudder runs through these 2 pieces of aluminum. The first piece of aluminum is to get it down on the deck here and leaving the fuselage, and this one here is to protect it from the propeller, because I had one pop up and it just broke it with the propeller. So I taped the ailerons on, and I used Blenderm tape, which is, I don't know if I talked about that before. It's a medical tape. All I can get here is 1 inch, 237 a roll, something like that. And there's a lot of it. It's not very thick. And I'll demonstrate how I made these hinges. I'm going to call them strap hinges, as they call the other ones strip hinges. So I use the Blenderm tape, and when you do, you've got to make sure you've got enough tape to take the strain. So I put a couple of inches on the plane, then I come out on the aileron itself, and I make sure that I've got enough to go back the same distance. And run my hinge back here. Now remember, we have to fold that up so we get this in the groove here, so it makes a proper hinge, and then run it up like that. And my experience has been that will work just fine. And it won't peel off with a little water like some of the other ones did. This is our horizontal stabilizer with the elevator, and a vertical stabilizer.